you can't speak freely here in Korea. If you come here and you start cussing out, calling people names out in a public area, or if someone catches you insulting someone or a company, then there may be a possibility that you're liable for defamation. I know, you'll be like, what? Obviously, if you defame someone, it's punishable. But the difference here in Korea is, even if something is true, you could get sued for defamation. Hey everyone, welcome back to Comma. Today we're going to be diving into a legal topic, both interesting, intriguing, and relevant, defamation in Korea. But before we begin, let me just remind you that I'm not a lawyer and this is just my take on the subject. Always consult a legal professional for advice tailored to your situation. Just to add, this video is solely for the public interest, to help those visiting Korea be mindful of the differences in how things are conducted here. So yeah, just a warning. Defamation, what is it?
Saying that we are fraudsters.
Elon Musk filed his thermonuclear defamation lawsuit against Media Matters. The problem is he forgot to sue for defamation.
Desist letter last time, so I might get sued for saying this, but we have to talk about the fraud.
In a nutshell, it is the act of making a false statement that harms an individual's reputation or entity. It is a legal term with nuances that vary across jurisdictions. Now, let's take a global perspective. Defamation laws differ worldwide, but they generally share the common goal of protecting individuals from unjust damage to their reputation. The balance between freedom of speech and protecting one's reputation can be a delicate dance, and Korea is not shy of that as well. I know, coming from Canada, that I have the ability to speak freely. In Canada, if someone has done me wrong, poor service, or scammed me in any way, I can speak freely and be protected by the law. I'm innocent until proven guilty. Whereas here, it's a little different. Defamation in Korea. Transitioning to Korea, how does defamation work? It's actually kind of unique, and unlike some of the other Western countries, you can't really speak freely here. In a sense, freedom of speech is a little suppressed. A lot of Koreans may disagree, but being born from another country and Korean at the same time, I've got to experience both circumstances. In Canada, people are open. They are able to speak freely, criticize government officials or policies, write poor restaurant reviews, and they won't get taken down. You could call out a boss for being predatory or harmful practices, and there really won't be any repercussions. You'll be protected by the law. In Korea, it's slightly different. If you state a fact, whether it be true or false, you could be liable for some sort of punishment. It's kind of scary. If you live here long enough, you'll see that you'll come across some bad apples, and then you would like to call them out, but you can't. And that is something that I've had to understand and suppress, even though they've wronged me. It's something that I have to keep silent and strategically get back in a way that is acceptable. So I don't mean by get back at them by writing an anonymous email or having a fake ID, which is very difficult to make in Korea, because any sort of ID you make, they use your ARC card number to build an ID. And so making an anonymous ID is very difficult. For Koreans, it's probably normal to not freely speak your mind. Instead, have an internal conversation with yourself or someone very close to you that you trust. Just so you know, even if you were to say negative things, even if they're a fact, to a friend, if it in any way goes back to the person that you're calling out, they could go after you, potentially. Again, go seek legal advice, and I will link some channels down below to get a better understanding of this situation in Korea. So yeah, a lot of Koreans will have an internal dialogue instead if something bad happens to them, or they will record conversations, because in Korea, the act of recording audio specifically, is legal as long as one party agrees. It's a one-party kind of country. So if I agree and I'm in the conversation, I can record it. I don't need the person's consent. I just need my own. But you can't record someone else having a conversation with that person and then use that. No, you have to be involved. And so there are ways around it, but again, a lot of people just internalize it or talk to someone close to them that they trust, which is not very common in, I would say, the Western countries, the westernized world, because we have this mindset of being able to stand up for what's right and protect others from harm. That's not really the case here sometimes. And so if you come visit, you've got to be careful. If you're enjoying and having a good night out and then someone did something wrong to you, which is kind of common, don't call them out in public, just for the safety of yourself. Although they were the one in the wrong, just due to the laws here, it can be put back on you. So, but what does that mean in a practical sense? Looking at some of these Reddit posts here, many foreigners who have lived here for a long period of time just understand the law at this point. They know what to do, what not to do, some strategies as well, and how to recommend others. But anyone coming in new, they typically don't know. So I highly suggest referring to these subreddit groups, Living in Korea, Teachers in Korea, or Korea. They have a lot of information there that might help you. Another one would be the Facebook group LOFT. They have a lot of information. Many teachers have experienced some bad things from academies, housing, people on the street, and yeah, please be careful. Again, repercussions. Now let's talk about some repercussions. You could face a fine, jail time, or be deported. Many things could happen to you. I definitely recommend referring to some of these channels. The Seoul Law Group, as well as Lawyer in Seoul. And again, the LOFT, Legal Office for Foreign Teachers Facebook group, is very good. Should Korea change its approach? As we near the end, let's ponder. Should Korea change its defamation laws? It's a question worth exploring, considering the evolving nature of communication and the global exchange of information. As you're here, you'll realize that Korea is starting to take moves actually, to become more and more global. And with that, you're inviting foreign talent to come in to help them expand overseas to different countries. But at the same time, defamation, especially if it's a fact or true, is globally understood to be something safe, at least for the Western countries, the Western world. And so as they're trying to reach larger markets, if these defamation laws are the same, wouldn't it cause a barrier to being able to communicate freely with your boss that so-and-so product is not good, the thought process, or just the product market fit, it's not right? It stifles free speech in a sense. And so this is something maybe that Korea should consider moving forward if they want to expand globally. Maybe, I don't know. Please let me know down below in the comments. And that wraps up our exploration of defamation laws in South Korea. Just a reminder that this is just scratching the surface, and the legal landscape is always evolving. So please seek professional counsel. This is just giving you a brief overview. Yeah, but what are your thoughts? Please drop them down below in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and hit the notification bell. Subscribe as well for the next content. Until then, thank you very much. Stay curious and informed. Bye.